Today, I will show you how to create a sunrise in Blender. You can learn how to create grass in Blender and how to create a sunrise. Let's go. First, add a plane in Blender by pressing Shift+A and selecting Plane under Mesh. After adding the plane, scale it to about 20 meters. Select the plane, press S, and type 20 to set the scale. Switch to Edit mode by pressing Tab. Add some loop cuts by pressing Ctrl+R. Select the vertices on one side of the plane and use the Grab tool, press G, to move them downward. Press Z to constrain the movement to the vertical axis. Repeat this on the opposite side, making sure the height difference isn't symmetrical to keep the natural look. This step forms the basis of the hill. To round the hill further, add more loop cuts parallel to the existing ones. Move the vertices to smooth the surface and create a more natural shape. To make the transition smoother, enable proportional editing, press O, to move nearby vertices together. Once you are satisfied with the shape, switch back to Object Mode, Tab, and right-click to select Shade Smooth to make the surface appear smoother. Next, refine the hill by adding a Subdivision Surface modifier. Go to the Modifiers tab, add the Subdivision Surface modifier, and set the levels for the viewport to 2 or 3 for a smoother surface. If necessary, continue adjusting the vertices by adding more loop cuts to make the hill's shape more organic. Now it's time to add a grass texture to the landscape. Download a suitable grass texture from the internet and open the UV editor in Blender. Scale the texture appropriately by selecting and resizing the UV islands to make the texture look seamless and avoid repeating patterns. This ensures the grass will appear more natural on the landscape. Afterward, import various objects like trees, benches, or other props. Download a tree model or any object you prefer, apply the necessary textures, and place it in the scene. Position the object on the terrain, adjusting its scale and location to match the natural flow of the scene. Make sure the placement of objects feels balanced and enhances the composition. Now add a camera to capture the scene by pressing Shift+A and selecting Camera. Position the camera to frame the entire scene. You can adjust the focal length in the camera settings to control the field of view and composition. Finding the right angle for your camera helps create a visually appealing scene. To add more realism to your landscape, use Blender's Particles system to create grass. In the Particles tab, select Hair as the particle type. Adjust the hair length and number of hairs to get the desired density for the grass. Enable the Advanced option and adjust the Brownian value under Physics to make the grass bend naturally, simulating the effect of wind and giving it a more realistic appearance. For lighting, switch to Render Viewport mode and set the render engine to cycles for realistic lighting effects. In the World tab, set the Color to Sky texture to create a natural sky. Adjust the air, dust, and ozone values to 10 for a clear atmosphere. Next, adjust the sun elevation to place the sun just above the horizon. Set the sun rotation to -90 degrees, so the sun faces directly in front of the camera. Set the sun size to about 22 to get a soft light effect, mimicking the diffused light during the early morning. You can fine-tune the sun elevation and other lighting parameters to match your preferred look. If you wish to animate the scene, you can create keyframes to simulate the movement of the sun throughout the day. This allows you to create a dynamic animation of the sunrise or sunset. Once you're satisfied with the scene setup, proceed to render the image. Keep in mind that rendering can take a while depending on the complexity of the scene and your render settings. I have finished rendering my picture and I am satisfied. I hope you were able to learn something. Please leave a like and subscribe. Bye.